Hello and welcome back to Anime Plus Recap. Today we will be covering Cat Planet Cuties. Okay, so you're probably asking yourself, what the heck is on my screen? Well, that right there is known as a cat food or a cat waifu. There are literally two big reasons to watch this show. Spoilers ahead. So the anime starts and we see a woman who's wearing a headset and looks like she's talking back and forth with someone. And then we get this dramatic as post, or I guess it would be pre-credit screen. And then it cuts to our main protagonist Kyo Kakuzu, who's eventually going to find a pussy for the first time in his life in a literal sense. Kyo is introduced to the alien as Eris, and the two have a small chat until Kyo drinks too much beer and passes out. Kyo wakes up the following morning with a hangover and discovers Eris laying next to him in bed. Oh, this is getting good. When Monami Kinchi and Maki Michikaze visit Kyo, they get the wrong idea from the view of it, believing that Kyo brought a female home and forced her to cosplay all night before sleeping with her. They both yeet away immediately without stating why, not like we care. After realizing Eris is an extraterrestrial, Kyo goes on a walk to clear his mind and ends up crossing roads with Oe Fuba, who invites him out on a date apparently. Oe is interrupted by a guy on an automobile whom she addresses as her uncle. He offers to drive her home. It is later revealed that Monami is a CIA recruiter, Aoi is Mishi and works for the Japanese Immigration Bureau, and Itokazu is the head of an STF group known as Beautiful Contact, and they've all been given instructions to assassinate Eris, our favorite two big reasons to watch this show girl. Monami and Aoi keep an eye on Kyo and Eris, each waiting for the right moment to strike. Itokazu and Beautiful Contact assault Kyo and Eris while they wait and are ready to kill both of them until Aoi disobeys instructions to wait and rescues Kyo. Maybe this gives us the reason to actually like them. She then produces to murder Eris, but Kyo begs Momoji to spare her, not realizing it's Aoi. She ends up accepting it, but as soon as she walks away, Monami emerges with CIA backup, knocks Kyo unconscious and kidnaps Eris, but not before Kyo notices Monami's watch and realizes it's actually her. Kyo meets Monami afterwards and asks her to assist him in his search for Eris. Monami seeks more assistance from Aoi, and after gaining assistance from his uncle, Kyo blackmails Itokazu and Beautiful Contact into assisting as well. This successfully breached into the military complex, where Eris has been handed up to the DIA, only to discover that Eris has already escaped as a consequence of her filing a report regarding grilled meat. The remainder of the Cajun fleet appears above the city, revealing their presence and a purpose to negotiate a deal with the Japanese government. Due to Eris disinformation, Eris and other high officials negotiate with the Japanese government over stereotypical school swimwear. When Monami and Ali return to Kyoto's home, they misread the 5 Cajun ladies dressed in exposing attire standing in Kyoto's living room. They express their desire to leave, citing the events of the previous episode as evidence of their status as traitors to their respective groups. Because Kyo's home is now a Cajun embassy, Eris informs them that everyone inside is protected by Cajun rules, and the two girls are welcome to reside there as well, one big cat family. One of the robotic servants is stolen by members of an unknown group. Later, Monami, Aoi, and Kyo are employed as formal embassy staffers by Eris. The following morning, Monami learns about Aoi's feelings for Kyo and promises to assist her, yet Monami's behavior throughout the episode lead to Aoi to believe that she too has affections for him. So in short, we have two kitties now. The episode begins at the Saitama Super Arena, which is crowded with members of the fanatical club underside of Kitten Paw who are obsessed with cats. Antonio Morphines, their leader, displays photographs of Eris and announces her to be their new idol of adoration. When Kyo awakens, he finds Eris dancing and acting erratically because she has scented silver vine spirits, an Asian herb that is said to be stronger than catnip. Dr. Dorel enters and says that Eris the pussy is about to go into heat, which will cause her to have heightened senses, as well as congratulating Eris on having Kyo as her mating partner on her first heat, much to Monami getting upset about it. She also sends Eris to Tokyo on a mission to observe the human economy, technology, and culture, which Eris interprets as bring back a lot of toys and games as keepsakes. On the way back, members of underside of Kitten Paw take Eris and Kyo from Monami, and Aoi putting them to sleep and live streaming Eris to the screaming fans of the band. Antonia's boat is where Kyo and Eris wake up. They're immediately welcomed by one of Antonio's maids, who present them with platters of delicious-looking food. They plan to escape after eating. However, Eris' power suit has been reduced owing to Eris being in heat. Man, help her already! Much to their dismay, Antonia, who is costumed as a huge asteroid, takes them to a playroom because the maids don't have the guests to either defeat their master in a game or lose purposefully. All of the video games have been altered to only allow one player, according to Kyoto. Meanwhile, Aoi and Monami go to a weapons shop to replenish their supplies. They ask for a motorboat while they're there, but are informed that the only one was sold to director Kawasaki for his future film. The girls enter the site and outfit the boat with actual guns. The Kawasaki apprehends them and hires them for his film. Aoi destroys the ship's engines, but is apprehended by a Doxia agent who is destroying the ship in hopes of capturing Eris. Aoi gets imprisoned by a stack of steel grinders and is then knocked out by a missile explosion, only to be rescued by Kyo, who is still wearing Eris's suit. As Kyo sprints to reach the aircraft, Aoi regains consciousness and confesses to Kyo, thinking it to be a dream. Kyo accompanies Eris to a film shoot directed by one of his classmates, who's attempting to make a science fiction film and needs Eris' assistance in gathering video of aliens without the use of special effects. They feel Eris seems to be too human, so they ask if they may use her ship or robots instead. Due to the ship's shape, the film seems like it's being held by strings, and the robots resemble chibi dolls. They decide to see a romantic movie. Eris' emotions go crazy when she hears this, and she hits Kyo, something she's done countless times before whenever someone says anything that sounds like romance. Meanwhile, Ali strives to improve her culinary skills in order to please Kyo, but she wastes a lot of food owing to her frequent failures. Moni wants to practice shooting at the same time, but she can't do it in Kyo's backyard. That bounce though. Chaka transports them to a virtual chamber aboard the mothership, where they must satisfy their own wants without troubling anyone else. O requests that Kyo serve as her taste. Master Monument requests a shooting range with a diverse range of weapons, including an M132 minigun, which proves to be too heavy for her to lift. She begs Kyoto to assist her in lifting it, but he informs her in a very Kyo-like way that he is unable to do so. Monami quizzes virtual Kyo on his thoughts of a variety of persons, finally settling on herself. He admits that he had emotions for her in the past, but when he saw her hanging out with Jack, unaware that she was her female CIA handler, he assumed that she was already seeing somebody, and she became simply a buddy. Aoi offers the real Kyo a sample of cuisine she perfected with the virtual Kyo at home, only to discover that virtual Kyo had lied to make Aoi feel good about her cooking. Although Chika points out that the virtual Kyo and the actual Kyo have distinct ideas, Monami remains skeptical. Eris takes drugs at the conclusion of the episode, which, much to her dismay, will bring her first mating session to a premature end. She tearfully calls out to Kyo at the conclusion of the episode. Kyo, Mami, and Ali have all returned to the school after the summer break. They're all surprised to see that Ares and Antonia, as well as Antonio's maids, have registered in the same class as them after school. Ares and Antonia attract so much attention that Antonio's maids use Bruder and Thomas MP9s to frighten away other pupils. Kyo's clubmates inquire whether he would attend the film camp, and Eris is asked if she would want to accompany him. As a consequence, Eris and Antonia's maids all join the film club in hopes of attending the camp. Meanwhile, because of their incapacity to self-repair, a gang of Daxian asteroids is looting electrical equipment from nearby locations. The dozen ambassadors show off a custom-made asteroid that looks eerily similar to Akkadian asteroid. Kyo asks Aoi if she may speak to her about something private over dinner, but ends up asking whether she can train him to fight instead. When Aoi is alone, she understands that she is not the race for Kyo. When Eris comes, Aoi vents her frustrations on her. Suddenly, a young girl called Ichika emerges, and the camp is assaulted by the Doxy and Assault Reeds at the same moment. They are quickly vanquished with the assistance of several Excel form cards, which boost Ali's strength and speed. And later, when the specially designed dogs and a sisteroid comes to aid them in their struggle, Aoi and Monami plan to have a fight in a nearby to settle their disputes, but their bout is cut short when they must team up to combat several assassins hired to kill them both. As a result, Monami ends up victorious, as the loser Ali is compelled to call Kyo by his first name, which he ignores completely, prompting Monami to get angry. Lori, the first asteroid produced by the Cadians Kyo, and his companions visit to fulfill a dying request of her Caders who perished 10 years ago while attempting to reach Earth. It's Christmas, and the Cadians have decided to create a special gift for humanity, while Kun, the commander of the Cadi and Mothership, pays Kyo a visit. The celebrations, however, are cut short as the Dogshins make an attack on them. All that smoke, yet I can still see the good stuff. With Kun out of action and the Caitian ship on its way to colliding with the Earth's atmosphere, jeopardizing the lives of the captive Cadian crews, Kao is named the new leader of the Cadians' troops. Dan, now I can have a full harem with no issues. The Dogshins spread false information leading to the suspension of all world rockets in preparation for a planned assault on the ship. As a part of their plot to assist their pals in orbit, Kyo and the others set out to an abandoned launch pad in Russia. First, a spy seeks vengeance on Aoi. Then an army of abandoned Neto troops mistaken for terrorists tries to stop them. Kyo and the others are able to launch, while Antonio's main army fend off the invading troops. Kyo hears Monami and Ali declare their emotions to him, and Eris tells him that under Cadian's law, all three of them may be his lovers. Combat the Dakshin fleet, WoW dream finally achieved. Ali, Monami, and Eris launch powered armor and jet platforms. While attempting to salvage the Cadian ship, Kao is compelled to alter himself. Using Kun's Captain Bell, the command ship smashes into its own orbiting station, plummeting to Japan after Eris. Monami and Aoi kill out the Dogsin fleet to halt it. Aoi flies alone, only for Monami to join her. They all embrace after Kyo's last-minute rocket rescue, only to discover Kyo has transformed into a catboy. Well, that's what a pussy does to a man. After resolving their issue in space, the Cadians give humanity a full operating space elevator that coincidentally resembles a Christmas tree. And that's the end of the video. Overall, this anime may not be a cup of tea of many, but the weirdness of it makes it the more interesting. What do you want us to recap next? Comment down below and make sure to subscribe. Until then, sayonara.